Hi, this is Joseph Pate, better known as Medicare Joe, and in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you a 10-minute Medicare breakdown specifically for folks that are retiring past the age of 65. So if you're going to be retiring in the next 6 months, this is a 10-minute Medicare breakdown video that you're going to want to watch. I know we only have 10 minutes, so I'm not going to bore you with my credentials. You can do a simple Google search of our company, Medicare Joe. We have over 650 5-star Google reviews. We've helped thousands of folks with their Medicare. And the purpose of this video is to bring you the material and content that you actually need to know when you're getting ready to retire past the age of 65 and start Medicare. So I'm going to make it only 10 minutes because I know your time is valuable. I'm going to try to cram as much material as we can into this video. But if you stay until the end of this video, I'm going to talk about 2 free bonus items that our team gives away to folks that watch this video in its entirety. It's not going to make sense for me to go over them now because you'll have no idea what I'm talking about. So that's why I go over them at the end. And somewhere on this page, you'll probably see a link or a gold telephone. That's how you can book a call if you'd like to speak with one of our team members about your specific situation. So without further ado, let's dive on into the content of Medicare Made Simple for folks that are retiring past the age of 65. So you can notate our information here with this slide, and when we talk about retiring past the age of 65 and starting Medicare, I like to break it down into steps. And there's steps that you need to understand. There's 3 steps. The first step is, when will my Medicare actually start? Definitively picking a start date for Medicare, so that way the transition from the employer plan to Medicare happens without any hiccups at all. Step 2 in this process is understanding what the 2 roads of Medicare is and the 2 options you have when getting onto Medicare. And then lastly, step 3 is enrollment. What you have to do, when you have to do it, and how to do it. So we're going to tackle all these steps here today in this short video. I'm going to start with, when will my Medicare actually start? Because this is the first decision that someone needs to make when they're thinking about retiring past the age of 65 and getting onto Medicare. And the ball is 100% in your court with this question. It's going to be based on your retirement date. So whatever intended retirement date you're looking to retire on, that needs to more or less become a definitive date that you want to start your Medicare and retire on that date as well. So for example, if you're going to retire, let's just say July 1st, your employer-based plan would cover you until the end of June, and then you're going to need your Medicare to start July 1, so that way there's no gap in coverage there. Picking that start date is completely up to you, and when you intend to retire, that is going to be the date. But as far as like the enrollment and what you need to do before, there are certain things you need to do months in advance of that actual start date, which I'm going to get into today. More to come on that enrollment timeline as we get into this video of when you actually need to start that process. But picking your start date is always step 1, when you actually intend to retire and want to start Medicare. Now, for most of you watching this, you probably already have received your red, white, and blue Medicare card. And if you have, it's probably going to say on there Part A only with a date, probably close to your 65th birth month. Because Part A has no premium to it. And you're not actually starting Medicare as your primary insurance until you activate the Part B of Medicare, which is everything else. And this is the one that has the premium that you'll actually pay for when on Medicare. Standard premium is $174.70 a month. If your income is above these thresholds here below, it can incrementally be more for you depending on what your income is. But original Medicare will actually be Part A and Part B. So they'll actually send you a new card if you already have one that has that Part B date filled in as well. Now, with original Medicare, there are exposures to just original Medicare A and B, and that's why nobody just has A and B by itself with nothing else. And that is what leads me to step 2, which is understanding the 2 roads of Medicare. Maybe someday I hope to trademark that, but the 2 roads of Medicare, this is your first decision on how you want your Medicare to work. You can either have what's called a Medicare Supplement, Medigap plan, or you can go with what's called Medicare Advantage. And we're going to talk about both here today. If you'd like to do a quick exercise with me, I usually have people grab a pen and paper, draw a line down the middle, label the left side Original Medicare and the right side Medicare Advantage. But the Original Medicare route and how that will look is you're going to have your A and B as your primary insurance. You'd be adding a supplement plan to supplement your Medicare, and then you'd have a Part D prescription drug plan. So this is one way you can have your Medicare set up. The other way is having what's called Medicare Advantage, Part C, and then typically adding a hospital rider. This is known as the alternative to Original Medicare. We're going to talk about both today. I'm going to start on the left here and talk about what Original Medicare is and how that works with the supplement plan. So in the most simplest terms, your Original Medicare is going to cover you at 80%. And then what you're doing is you're adding a supplement plan to pick up that 20% gap, which now will give you 100% coverage. Typically, in this case, you're going to be paying an additional premium for that 20% coverage. Now, in your guidebook, somewhere on page 70 something, you'll find this confusing chart. And today we're trying to make it simple for you. So there's all these different letter plans you can pick if you look at the supplement option. But there's really only two that meet what a supplement plan is supposed to do, which is cover the gaps. And that's G and N. So I've simplified this on a breakdown sheet here, and I'll walk you through what this even means. So if you go with Original Medicare, and then you're adding supplement plan G in this case, the only medical expenses that you'll actually have to pay out of pocket is a $240 deductible. That's it. So think of this as like your Cadillac tier coverage. If you choose Plan N, you're going to have that same $240 deductible. The difference is after you meet that, you'd have a $20 copay at the doctor and a $50 copay at the emergency room. Now, because you have these copays with Plan N, typically the premium for that plan is a little bit less than the Plan G, usually about $20 to $40 less a month. There is a lot of benefits to going with Original Medicare with a supplement plan G or N. You can use any doctor or hospital that you want to use. Your primary insurance is Medicare. There's no referrals required, and there's no surprise medical bills that will pop up. That is why you're paying for the supplement, to avoid that. Like anything, there are some disadvantages as well. Obviously, a disadvantage here is for the supplement plan, it requires you to pay an additional premium. So it's going to cost you a little bit more. It does not include dental, vision, and hearing coverage. That is added at an additional premium if you'd like. And it does not come with the drug coverage. We have to add that at an additional premium as well. For a monthly cost, if we choose Original Medicare with a supplement, this is the breakdown you're going to be looking at. You'll have your Part A and Part B Original Medicare, $174.70. You'd have the supplement premium, again, depending on the state that you're in, this will vary. And then you'll have your Part D drug plan cost. So all in all, on a monthly basis, you'll be somewhere between that $260 to $320 per month cost for premium. That is how the Original Medicare side works. Let's talk about Medicare Advantage and how this works. And again, I want to emphasize that this is the alternative to Original Medicare. You are not actually insured by your Medicare A and B. What happens is they take your A, your B, and your D, and they lump it all into a managed care organization. So you'll be insured through like an HMO or a PPO, similar to your employer-based coverages. So whenever you were insured through an employer, that's typically how it worked. You had one card for everything. So it's similar in that fashion because you'll also have co-pays for pretty much any services you're looking to get done. You'll have a network of doctors and hospitals to operate in. And you'll have what's called an out-of-pocket maximum. So if you got really sick, this could be your out-of-pocket maximum cost of co-pays, etc. for that year. Like the supplement plan, Medicare Advantage with the hospital coverage does have a lot of benefits. There's no additional premium to pay per month. It's just that $174.70. It includes dental, vision, hearing coverage. It comes with prescription drug coverage. It comes with extra benefits like gym memberships, silver sneakers, etc. But with Medicare Advantage, there are a lot of disadvantages as well. You're going to have co-payments for pretty much any service that you look to use the plan for. I listed some of them here, as you can see. Again, it's going to be restricted to a certain network of doctors. And the big one is having this yearly out-of-pocket exposure. God forbid you got really sick, you could hit that out-of-pocket maximum, which is taking all of your co-pays and co-insurances for the year. That would be the cap at which you'd finally not have to pay anything once you hit that limit. One of the biggest ones, though, is having to health qualify after your enrollment to go on a supplement plan. So if someone starts with Medicare Advantage when they start Medicare, and then a few years go by, they want to switch to original Medicare with a supplement, maybe because they've become ill, you will have to health qualify to do that, which in certain cases, people that are ill won't be able to qualify to ever get on the supplement at that point. So definitely a thing to remember when making this decision. It's not a decision for today. It could be a decision for possibly the rest of your life. With Medicare Advantage, the cost here, you're going to look at that $174.70. That's going to mirror the Part B premium. And then for the hospital rider, which is optional, but typically everybody will add that to this plan, you're looking at about $25 a month, but it can vary based on your zip code. So all in all, every month you're looking at about $200 in premium. At this point in the video, I want you to circle which side of this Two Roads breakdown you think is more tailored to you. And it doesn't have to be a final decision, but it's a good way for you to at least maybe map out what you think is a better suited plan based on cost and quality of what you're looking for. And this is the big question, is how and when do I actually sign up for Medicare? So again, when you're retiring past the age of 65, you might already have gotten your Medicare card. You might even be receiving Social Security at that point. So there's a couple of different things to do here. But for everybody, when you have that intended retirement date, you want to start the enrollment process of original Medicare 3 months before your intended retirement date. So from the example in the beginning, if we're retiring in July 1 is going to be our start date. We actually want to start signing up at the beginning of April for Medicare. Now, it won't start right away, but that's the process timeline for you to actually start the enrollment for a July 1st start date. There's a couple ways you can do that. You can do that online at the Social Security website, over the phone, or in person. What will happen is, let's just use the same example. If you signed up for, let's say you start the process in April for a July 1st start date, you'll end up getting your cards about 30 to 45 days after you start the process. So sometime in May, you'll get a new Medicare card with that Part B date filled in saying July 1. And the Part B premium, if you're not receiving Social Security, that'll be billed quarterly to you. So it'll be just a monthly bill that you'll send a payment into. But if you're receiving Social Security, they're going to take it right out of your Social Security check each month. That's that $174.70 for Part B. So that's when you start the process for original Medicare, just A and B. But there's different timelines based on what option, which plan you picked, whether it was original Medicare with the supplement versus Advantage. Now what I mean by that is if you chose the Medicare supplement route, the process to sign up for the supplement actually can start 6 months before your intended retirement date. So the same example we used before, if you were going to retire July 1, you can actually start the supplement process of locking in the rate as early as January 1st of that year. Now, it won't start in January, it's going to start July, but that's just you locking in the premium and picking a plan. The reason that makes sense for people is because you get the lowest rate by doing it that way. And then obviously the next, we'd have the 3 months for the retirement date for the A and the B, which we just went over. And then your drug plan, you'd actually start that 60 days before the retirement date. Now, Medicare Advantage is a little bit different. It's going to follow that same 3-month window as original Part A and B did. So if you're going to sign up for original Medicare A and B 3 months before your retirement date, once that Part B has been active, that's when you can actually sign up for the Medicare Advantage plan. So that falls into that 3-month window as well. Now, I want to touch on one of the most popular questions that we get from folks, and that is, why should I use an insurance broker? It's very straightforward. One, our services are completely free to the client. 2, we're paid directly from the insurance carriers every year to make sure you're happy with your plan. So obviously there's an incentive, not just for this year, but for the rest of your life, to make sure that you're always in the best position. And then 3rd, we're independent agents, which means we can work with any carrier that we want to. That's our choice to choose. So for our office, there's a list here of obviously carriers we can work with, and we're not biased to one over the other. It's really whichever company is a better fit for our clients. So one of the biggest questions we get when we go through these presentations is, where do I go from here? Well, stage 1 is Medicare education. You've maybe seen some of our other online content. You watched today's educational presentation. Step 2 is going to be getting enrollment advice. And this is where you will receive those 2 free bonus items. So anybody that watched this video, like I said at the beginning, you get a personalized enrollment timeline, which is a breakdown of what you need to do, when you need to do it, for your specific situation. Bonus item number 2 is a Medicare cost summary, which actually gives you a projected cost of you being on Medicare based on the choices that you want with the different plans that are available. And you can get both of these bonus items by clicking that gold telephone below and scheduling your consultation. It's impossible for us to give you those bonus items without actually having like a 10 to 15 minute conversation to get to know you and your situation. Stage 3 is probably the most important though, and this is lifetime support. Anybody that you end up doing business with and signing up for with your Medicare, you want to make sure they offer lifetime support. Here at our office, we offer free annual reviews. Every year we review the plan to make sure that our clients are in the best position. And then more importantly is lifetime customer service. Whether it's claim issues, rate increases, sometimes calling these carriers can be such a burden for folks with the hold times and so forth that we handle a lot of that stuff in-house for our clients, just with our own in-house customer service team. So that's the biggest thing to focus on when you have to make a decision is, does this agent offer lifetime support? So where we go from here today, thank you for watching our 10-minute retiring past the age of 65 Medicare breakdown video. And what you can do now is you can click that gold telephone. There should be a bunch of times there to talk with my team to give you those 2 free bonus items. So that way you actually have a plan to follow with getting onto Medicare upon your retirement date. Thank you again, Medicare Joe here. Appreciate you watching our video. Take care.